Well, welcome to another edition of In the Pocket, all thanks to Palmerbet and the legend himself. He's still alive. And I'm speaking of Peter Spida. Everett Spide, how was your big weekend, mate? Another reunion weekend for the Saints, big fella. They just seem to be having them each week this year.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we may as well. Look, it's always good to catch up with the old blokes and, and that's what I love about footy clubs is the fact that, you always have some connection with them. And yeah, we haven't had all the success, but it's good to get together, talk about old stories and, get the young fella in there. And, the boys love telling him what the days were like back in the 90s and the early 2000s. And he was loving it. And then, of course, head over to the game. The result wasn't what we wanted, but the Saints still looked, they were still sharp and, just missing Big King up forward. But yeah, it's always a good weekend. I don't think you can go past it.
Sneaking under the radar, the Power at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, they are. Look, they've just. I think I saw a stat the other day. Travis Boak, he's been more consistent than any other player in the competition, alongside with Gary Ablett over the last 10 years, the 10 years that he's played. So averaging something like 23, 24 touches and 4 tackles. So underrated, absolutely. Their key King players are playing well, and they've got the young generation coming through too. So Ken Hinkley, I'm tipping he's sleeping his 8 hours at night a little bit easier now.
Yeah, absolutely, he would be. Hey, what about the Collingwood Football Club, mate? They just love close games. That was an absolute belter. Probably the game of the season, Spide, for mine so far in 2023.
It's that mental edge, isn't it? That belief that Collingwood have that doesn't matter. Yeah, we're 4 or 5 goals out, but if we stick to our system and this is how we do it, this is what, this is how it's going to unfold. And then the opposition knowing that in the first minute or two or the first 3 minutes, Collingwood's kicked one, and then mentally they go, oh no, here they come. They start tightening up. They kick 2. Gee, we're starting to really get nervous now. Then they make unforced errors and it goes on. But I saw a piece of play there, and we'll get to the Brownlow tracker a little bit later on. And a lot of people said, Nick Dacos wasn't great. He was tagged out of the game. Go to the 4:41 minute mark when there was 4 minutes 41 left to go. And this is why I rewound it and showed my young fella. I said, if you wanted to talk about superstars of football, he'd had a pretty ordinary day to his standards over the last few weeks. You watch him. He kicks it off the ground. He kicks it off the ground again. Yep. Then he sprints past 3 Collingwood players, 3 of his own teammates, to smother a footy and keep it within inside their 50. And I said, if you're having a bad day and you do that when there's 4:41 to go, it was remarkable.
You can still just keep yourself in the contest, can't you? And sometimes you have those days, Spot, where things just don't go your way. What about the Swannies and the Giants, mate? The Battle of the Bridge. I don't think we saw this one coming, but I think I might have actually said this last week. The Swannies' form hasn't been that good, Spide, to be honest.
Well, I thought that's why you're wearing the jacket and tie and the
mate, May races, mate, May races.
I thought, you've dressed up, you've come straight from the GWS corporate box. But look, they were great. What I love about this is the fact of, like all their players, and we've always said that even at the start of the year, GWS weren't really that bad. I was on them early, and you're just waiting for them to fall over. They're finding a way to win at the moment, which is been more impressive. They've got some really good players. They've got a great group of young players, but I don't think you can take it away from Toby Greene. Have a look at Toby Greene for the Brownlow. We'll get his odds up shortly, but they are massive, and he has been the main man in that team. Of course, probably to get reported, he's probably a little bit shorter than that, but if he stays fit, if he doesn't get reported, Toby Greene, I reckon, for the Brownlow is worth a couple of bucks, especially at this stage.
Well, let's have a look at it all thanks to Palmerbet. What is Toby? Because I've got Nick Dacos as our favourite, $2.25. Bontempelli at $6. Clayton Oliver at $6.50. Jeremy Cameron at $12. He's firm. Jordan Dawson at $13. Paddy Cripps at $15. What are we looking at for Toby, mate?
Well, you know what? I've had a look at it today, and I've been looking at a couple that I thought, that I really like. And one was Noah Anderson at 101.
Wow.
Or $101 from Gold Coast Suns. And Toby Greene's at like $151.
Gee whiz. That's ridiculous.
You can't do that. No, that is ridiculous.
He could have, honestly, he's probably had 3 games at least where he's been the most influential individual on the ground.
Well, he's winning games for him. That's the difference. Like when it really comes down to it, he's the match winner. There's only one bloke. Himmelberg once, of course, took that nearly the mark of the year, and then obviously went on and converted. But Toby Greene has been their main man. So you're getting really good odds at the moment for Toby Greene. I'd be all over him. That's for me, and you're getting really good odds. So Toby Greene, Noah Anderson as an outsider, but even Taranto's at $41. Yeah. And I think he's having the best season for Tigers that I've seen.
Yeah, no, he's certainly been probably our best midfielder, or our most consistent. What about the Coleman odds? Jezza Cameron at $1.85. He's in great form. Charlie Curnow coming off the big bag last week, $2.25. Tommy Hawkins at $21. Charlie Cameron at $26. Toby Greene, your man, at $34, and Jesse Hogan at $41. Jezza, he's got to be in Brownlow contention and also Coleman contention. Big fella.
Absolutely. Even this is, and talking about this with a mate the other day. When will be the next day someone kicks 100? Because they're 7 rounds in, they've kicked 30. So they're still not even a third of the way through. So they're right on track to kick that 90 to 100 if they keep kicking the bags they're kicking. And that's what we love about at the moment, is the fact that our big forwards are kicking big bags, and it's back. We love it. The only thing that gets me here is with Jeremy Cameron. Why he tried to kick it short to Hawkins and turn it over when he's 40 out for Hawkins can have 9. No, Jeremy. Go back. Your job is, Jeremy, go back, kick the goal. If any forward passes it off, there's nothing worse in a game of footy. If you're a forward, your job is to kick goals. You're in range and you pass it off and it gets turned over. No. They're the big sticks. Head to them.
Sharing is caring for the big forwards, mate.
No, it isn't.
Sharing it around, don't
they don't. No, go back to the 80s and 90s where you pretend. Look at them and, just pretend. Give them the, sorry.
Yeah.
Nah, and then go back and have a shot.
Yeah, mate, I was the king of it. Don't worry, big fella. You just pretend you were going to give him a little tip kick. There was no chance.
The Kevin Bartlett style. Never handball and never pass off. Just have a shot.
No chance whatsoever. Hey, listen, let's have a look at this weekend's round of action. Carlton v Brisbane kicks us off. Friday night, 7:50 at Marvel Stadium. Head-to-head, the Blues $1.85. The Lions at $2 at the line. Carlton minus $1.5, $1.90. Brisbane plus $1.5, $1.90. Honestly, I don't reckon Carlton should be favourite, mate.
I can't believe they are. Obviously, and watch games there, because like they did last week, Brisbane were fantastic, and I reckon they've got they're in that zone at the moment. They're sitting nicely. They've got a great forward line that's starting to kick at multiple goals and big goals. And Carlton, to me, still haven't really beaten anyone. I'm still waiting for them to stand up and beat someone. Yeah, it was great that they continued on and didn't just win by 30 or 40 points over the weekend. They really dug the knife in, and that's what good teams need to do. But you still got to beat some of these big teams. So for me, Brisbane by, I'd say, I'd be taking the pick your own line by minus 19.5. So Brisbane will win by over 19.
Yeah, there you go. Righto. I love it. Spider must have been on with you. I think that the Blues haven't shown enough yet. Richmond v West Coast, $1.45 at the MCG. Head-to-head, the Tigers $1.11. West Coast at $6.70 at the line. Richmond minus $39.5, $1.90. West Coast plus $39.5, $1.90.
I wouldn't be getting too excited at the line, but I reckon Richmond will win this. Richmond need to win this. And, we're seeing glimpses of it. Shea Bolton, I reckon it's time for him to step up and have a big one. He'll play a role in my multi a little later on. But, that's what they need to do, Richmond. And sometimes these games can bounce that little bit of confidence that you need to get your mojo back, to get your game back, to get your style back to what you used to. So hopefully they can do that. But don't forget, over the last couple of weeks, if it wasn't last week, but before that, West Coast were running with a few teams up until halftime, three-quarter time. So you wouldn't want to take them easy.
I reckon this game's going to be a beauty too. Geelong v Adelaide, 2:10 p.m. I should say, GMHBA Stadium. Head-to-head, the Cats $1.20, the Crows $4.60 at the line. Geelong minus $29.5, $1.90. Adelaide plus $29.5, $1.90. All thanks to Palmerbet.
Yeah, two easy equations here. If this was in Adelaide, it'd be a different story.
Yep.
Because it's in Geelong, totally different story again.
Cold weather.
Yep, they're dominant down there. They know how to play the ground. They've got it down pat at the moment. They're too big, too strong. Hopefully, if there's a bit of rain, it might help Adelaide a little bit. Adelaide have got some great young kids coming through. That Jordan Dawson's an absolute jet. Big Tex getting his hand on it. But at the same time, I think, Geelong, their ruck combos at the moment of two midfielders. It's amazing how they've set up but been able to recreate themselves again after we thought over the first 3 weeks, oh, they're gone. They're done and dusted. They're too old, too slow. Bang. They're back on it. They've got their mojo back and they're great to watch. Dangerfield, he had 28 touches with 60% of game time. Just a freak.
Yeah, he was on fire, Danger. I was at that game, Spide, and you're right. They are back to Cats. Make no mistake about it. Gold Coast v Melbourne, 4:35 p.m. Saturday, Heritage Bank Stadium. Head-to-head Gold Coast 301. Melbourne at $1.39 at the line. Gold Coast plus $17.5, $1.90. Melbourne minus $17.5, $1.90. You heading along to this one, big fella?
No, I'm going to go to New Zealand for a few days. I'm going to go down there and milk some cows and get into the rugby. Come on, the Aussies. I don't even know if it's on, but I'll get into a little bit of rugby. But
Stadium.
Yeah, Mount Smart Stadium, and head down there. And I think the Warriors are at home in the no, it's not, because it's Magic Round. They're all playing at Brisbane. But this game at Heritage Bank Stadium, the Suns, all they can hope for. And I remember back in the day when we had to go up to the Gold Coast to play at Carrara, Stan Ells wouldn't even let us open the blinds. He said, I don't want you to see the sun. I don't want you to see the beach. I don't want you to enjoy it. We're here to play football. So Melbourne, hopefully they can enjoy the sun. It's going to be 23 degrees, 24 degrees, no rain on the radar, no wind, perfect footy conditions. So hopefully they enjoy the surf and the sun and not the footy. So for me, you can't go past Melbourne. They are absolutely flying. Their midfield, best you've seen. The only part of this game would be if the Suns' defensive line can stand up against Melbourne's full line, but then you've got to be able to slow down their midfields from kicking goals, and that is a very, very big ask. So for me, I reckon the Suns are probably about 2 years away of trying to compare themselves against somebody like Melbourne. So for me, the D's.
Righto, GWS Giants take on the Western Bulldogs Saturday, 7:25 at the MCG. Head-to-head, the Giants $2.50. Bulldogs at $1.54 at the line. The Giants plus $10.5, $1.90. Western Bulldogs minus $10.5, $1.90. Giants were good last week, mate.
Cracking game at home. It's going to be a really good game. I think a really good challenge for the Dogs. Yeah, the Bulldogs will love that. The Bulldogs will enjoy it. I find it two teams that this should be a cracking game. Hopefully it opens up and, it's a bit of scoring. You don't want it to be 8 or 9 goals each. You love to see them 14, 15 goals, really open running game. I think the Bulldogs, the Bont at the moment, but more importantly, I just think the Bulldogs full line are probably a little bit too strong at the moment against GWS, but take nothing away from GWS. But for me, the Doggies. Stick with the Doggies.
Righto, Fremantle taking on the Hawks. This game is on Saturday night at Optus Stadium. Head-to-head, the Dockers, $4.25. The Hawks at $1.23. Fremantle at the line, minus 16.5, $1.90. Hawthorn plus 16.5, $1.90.
Hawthorn have been very good. Hawthorn are very competitive. They've got a great list of players. You look at Newcombe, who's getting Sicily's getting plenty of the ball. I reckon, Hawthorn haven't been far away, upsetting quite a few clubs. And, they'll really pride themselves on travelling and having a crack at Freo. I reckon Hawthorn, absolute chewing. I was a bit disappointed that they were so short. I thought that would come in a bit and you'd be able to get some nice odds on the Hawks. You reckon Freo?
I'm going to launch on the Dockers at Optus Stadium, mate. At that price, that is ridiculous.
Well, you know what? They've just launched a new beer, the Purple Haze from Pirate Life. So, you know what? If they get up, I'll buy you a 6-pack of the Purple Haze.
Yes, the old Purple Haze.
Might be the carton that you owe me, but anyway.
Port Adelaide take on the Essendon Football Club Sunday, 1:10 at the Adelaide Oval. The Power at $1.52. Essendon at $2.53. All thanks to Palmer. But at the line, the Power at minus $12.5, $1.90. Essendon plus $12.5, $1.90. Bombers only lost it in the first quarter against the Cats. Can they cause a little upset here against the Power, who are tracking along well? Because this can sometimes happen to the Power. They'll drop a game they're meant to win.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what you're always nervous with when you're back in the power at home against a side, who've been going really, really well. They should absolutely challenge them. It will be a cracking game, and that's what I love about the AFL at the moment. A lot of these games, you can't just pick. We've been lucky enough to get 7 out of 9 the last couple of weeks, which I think's been going okay. But with this one, the only thing I say about the Bombers is Stringer should have the license to say, I can go in the midfield whenever I want to go in the midfield. Surely he's got that license, because last week when he didn't go in the midfield in the last quarter when he should have, he should be able to control that. If he feels they're getting beaten out of there, go in there. You're their number one player. Absolutely. You're a big midfielder. You can turn it on. People get nervous when you're around. Get in there and show them what you can do. But, I'm going to stick with Port at home. As much as, the Bombers have been playing some really good footy, just the Port Adelaide, the way they won last week, will be gutsy, and at home they should win.
Righto, mate. Collingwood taking on Sydney Sunday. MCG 320. The Pies $1.44. Sydney 2.82 at the line. The Collingwood Football Club minus 15.5 $1.90. Sydney plus 15.5 $1.90. Must admit, my favourite team at the moment, the Collingwood Football Club. They are flying.
You know what I think? I think most of Australia at the moment who hate Collingwood can't say it, because they're playing a great brand of footy. People are hating themselves because they like watching Collingwood. Everyone's turning on Collingwood at the moment, even though they hate them, saying, I can't believe I'm doing this. But you know what? I want to watch a good game of football. And that's what they're doing. It's just remarkable. You cannot take anything away from them at the moment. I love watching them play. Darcy Moore, that mark he took with a couple of minutes to go, fantastic. You just see all their leaders really stand up and play a really good controlled game of footy. They're allowed to do what they think's best at that time of the game. And that's what I love about it. They've got ownership in what they do. They'll get over Sydney. It's always hard to say no to Sydney. It's always hard to say, you know what, I don't reckon the Swans will get up. But I'm going to say the Swans won't get up, and I'll stick with Collingwood.
Yeah, Pies just doing everything right at the moment. North Melbourne v St Kilda to round us up Sunday 4:40 at Marvel Stadium. Head-to-head, the Kangaroos 6.05, the Saints at $1.13 at the line. North Melbourne plus 37.5 $1.90. St Kilda minus 37.5 $1.90. Saints bounce back this week against the Kangas. Bide.
Yeah, surely they would have got ripped. Surely Rossi would have got into them, and they weren't too far off. There was a few things that they probably did wrong. Small forwards just didn't really kick the ball in right. But Port Adelaide's pressure was good. But North Melbourne at the moment, it looks like the honeymoon period's over for Clarko. It's been a good couple of first weeks, but now they're starting to hit reality, and a few teams are finding them out, and you still need to run 4 quarters of football, and they just can't do it. The Saints will do that, and you'd expect the Saints to win and win pretty comfortably as well.
There you go, mate. That is the round of footy. Now, Spide, last week, your best bet of the week, mate, 4 out of 5. Jackie Lacosis, the only one that let you down, mate. That was a huge
Absolutely.
Effort.
Yeah, it was. And I was watching him. I was riding him. He probably felt me because I was sitting on his shoulders the whole game. 1 point. He normally kicks a couple. So, look, I had a couple of goal scorers, which I thought, and all weekend it was so exciting because that was the last game of the round as well. So, unfortunately let me down. But, I'm bouncing back this weekend.
And, mate, you got 7 out of 9. So you are knocking on the door there, and you only missed with your Saints and your Swans. So you're not too far away, big fella, from cracking it.
We are ready to launch. We are ready to get something big. As you say, we're only around the corner. And even with the multis, I've said, pick your best. I've given you 4 or 5 legs. Pick your best 4 or 5. You're still getting pretty good odds, even if you're picking 4 out of them. So my pick 9 this week is Brisbane, Richmond, Geelong, Melbourne. I'm taking the Dogs, taking the Hawks, Port Adelaide, Collingwood, and the Saints.
$43, mate. $43.15 for your pick 9, and you're right around the mark, big fella.
Absolutely. Now, I've got 2 multis. I just want to do a little quick one because I really like these 3 teams, and I like how you can do your pick your own line. And I love the try bet at minus 19.5.
Yep.
So all these clubs, minus 19.5. I reckon Brisbane will win, beat Carlton by over 20 points.
Yep.
I reckon Port Adelaide.
Yep.
And I reckon Collingwood.
Righto.
So they're my 3 teams.
That's going to give you $14.40, mate.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
Nice. What a good bet. Yep. You've been close on.
I know, but my main multi. This is the one I've been working on. All right, this is the one that I really want.
This is good.
Okay, this is the one. Now I've been right on these 2 goals, and I'm not letting them go.
Yep.
Because I've been passionate about it. I've been just missing 2 weeks ago. Last week it was Lukosius that let me down. Now this is the way I'm going to go.
Yep.
I'm going 2 goals plus.
Yep.
Mitch Owens at the Saints.
Yep. So your little small forwards again. You like your little small forwards.
I do. But then I'm going the big fella. I'm going big Charlie Dixon.
Righto. Yep.
He's good on. He loves a home crowd. Never tear us apart. He'll be singing it proud. Toshy will be in the grandstands. And then I'm going for the Hawks. I'm going Fergus Greene.
Yep.
Now he's kicked a couple every week. So I'm sticking with him. And the other one is your man that needs a couple of big games.
Yeah,
Shai Bolton. I'm going Shai Bolton at the Tigers.
Yeah.
And there's my 4.
Righto. So Mitchy Owens, Charlie Dixon, Fergus Greene, Shai Bolton. That's going to give you 873, Spide.
Okay, 873. And just for the punters out there, if you wanted to just boost them up as my 5th leg, if you wanted to.
Yep.
Yeah, variation. Put Cam Rayner in there.
Yeah, nice.
From Brisbane.
Well, that's going to boost it up to about 2177, mate. So that's a big boost.
That's a big boost. There you go. That's my options this weekend. That's what I'm looking at. I know I've gone a little bit rogue with a few more, but I still love my not my small forwards, the forwards kicking 2+ goals.
Love it, mate. Hey, listen, it's going to be a wonderful weekend of AFL football. The season, it's flying by, Spide, to be honest, at the moment. I can't believe that, we are getting through these rounds so quickly. Hey, big fella, you have an awesome weekend, mate. And fingers crossed, the Spider Special might get up for our Palmer Bet followers. Download the app, get involved, do it in a responsible manner. And as I always say, remember what you're gambling with. You have a wonderful week, big fella.
Absolutely, and good luck to all those in Tasmania. You're getting an AFL team not that far away. Come on, we can't wait. We can't wait for all the memes and the jokes to come out. That's all we're waiting for in the mainland.
How good is it, mate? It's great to see. It's really exciting, isn't it, for everybody? Hey, mate, we'll talk next week, buddy.
Absolutely. Cheers.
What are you really gambling with? For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.